What's going on, viewers? Welcome to Soccerholics. Ben, Billy, Renee, and you know what we do. We just sit here and we talk about the beautiful game. Do you want to take over for a bit? I just gotta tweet something quick.
No. Speaking of tweeting,
not planned, not planned at all.
Today's topic we're talking about football players using social media, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, etc. I'm going to kick this one off because I'm quite passionate about this topic. When the guys told me about this, I was like really into it.
At the shoot, gonna take a poop. Is that okay?
No, that's not okay. Not professional.
Bad tweet.
Bad tweet.
Okay.
My view on this is they shouldn't do it. Plain and simple, because what they're doing is Twitter basically, if you don't know what Twitter is, if you haven't been around, it's basically a platform
What is Twitter?
Yeah, well, we might have some older viewers who are in their 70s. They don't know, like my dad for instance doesn't know.
Change your bedpan.
Basically you get to write a message, 140 characters, and then you send it, and it gets sent to all the followers who are following you, and then those people can retweet it. So basically copy and pasting and sending it to other people, right? That's what Twitter is. So basically when football players tweet things about stuff that is not professional, I think that is such a bad thing and should not happen. Like Mario Balotelli was caught recently in the news saying, it was encrypted saying, no one liked me today. And basically what he was referring to was Brendan Rodgers not picking him for starting 11. Now, you can't do that because you're basically slating your boss. If that happened in the real world today, you'd be fired in any job. If you said to someone, my boss is a twat, a piece of crap, whatever, you'd be fired. And you wouldn't be allowed to do your job anymore, right? But these are football players and they're getting away with it. And I don't think they should be using Twitter in that way.
I think it's brilliant, Twitter. The opposite. I think.
How is it brilliant?
It brings the
We're
players.
bringing on something, Billy. I love you, brother.
It brings the players.
No hugging.
It's the players in with the fans. Like now, you know what they're doing day to day. They're tweeting stuff. It's good. It really connects them with the players.
No, let us Kim Kardashian let her do. That's what she does. She needs it. She needs people to say, look at me, look at my photo. Football players are professional. Professional sportsmen.
They do not players. It's for the fans. It's the fans get to see what.
Fan doesn't need to see a picture of him in the shower.
But a guy, kids growing up, 7, 8 years old, these are their idols. You remember that? They want to know what they're up to, and all they want to do is follow them. And I think it's really good for them.
Okay, yeah, all right, on that part. But there's a line.
There's the problem with the bad tweets. I know Arsenal now. It's a session a month. They actually classrooms and they teach them on tweeting, like what you can and can't say. I'm sure other clubs are doing it too, but I definitely know Arsenal are doing that.
That's good.
So stuff like that. They've got there's some players you're never going to get it. They're never going to change, are they? Like Balotelli, he's going to do every once, and maybe tell him not to. Or
yeah.
And these players will get fined. So it's down to their club now to tell them. But you're not going to take that away from the game. It's big now. It's huge now. The tweeting by the footballers.
Yeah.
And I think it's quite a good thing for the fans for sure.
Yeah.
Well, what does Renee think? Okay. What do I?
Oh, forget. So I thought there was just two of us here.
I'm just drinking coffee, just because I'm not an Arsenal fan.
Yeah.
I think social media is probably the greatest thing that has happened for soccer players and for all athletes around the world. Back in the day, you did not know what Pele was thinking. You did not know what Ronaldo was thinking, and you saw these guys on such a light that they were just on a different pedestal. Now you can go on Twitter, you can see on Instagram, you can see Neymar, what he does in the spare time. You can see what Benzema buys tomorrow. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
However, there are lines that, are crossed and whatever. I think it's brilliant. I think what I love to see, and the beauty of social media, I think, is seeing the real side of soccer players. Seeing what they really think. I'm tired, man. I'm tired of having these post-game interviews. Kaka, what did you think about the soccer game? Kaka would never say anything bad about anyone.
Because they're monotone. They're
exactly. It was a good game. They had it was great. They played very well. And what about that hard foul? It's part of the game. Blah blah blah. I'm tired of diplomacy.
Yeah, of course.
I love watching Ibrahimovic say that he hates whatever, or that this guy sucks, or that he destroyed some other team. Yeah. I love that. I love the honesty, and I can relate to that.
Yeah.
For example, Aurier. Well, this is when like you said, Arsenal is having some degree of
it's coaching, basically. What you can and can't say on Twitter.
Of overlooking it. PSG. FIFA banned Aurier UEFA banned Aurier 3 matches from PSG for saying that the ref is a piece of shit. At some where is the line where it's what I do on the pitch and then my private life? I'm allowed to say whatever the hell I want after I'm done. I didn't foul anybody.
Yeah, you can say what you want, but don't say it in public view. Because that's what I'm saying. Like, if you're saying, people look up to, like, kids look up to these players. Yes, at a certain degree. If I'm a 7-year-old, I'm not going to know any different. I'm a 7-year-old, I'm looking up to this player, and he's saying something bad. I wouldn't know because I'm 7. But obviously, my mum and dad will point out to me and say, maybe you should find another idol because he's not saying a good example. What about the one? Sorry, going back to the incident with who was the player that was going to leave? Was it West Brom and go to QPR and then deal fell through? Not Sinclair. Who's the player I'm thinking of?
Wingy. Oh yeah,
is it Pino Wingy?
No,
not him. It was another. Anyway, it was one player, and he was actually saying, his deal was going to be done, and it wasn't. It got done, and what he do? He slated the club that he was leaving. And then they didn't let him play.
Oh yeah, I was Wingy.
Well, that's just being an idiot.
Well, yeah, but that's what I'm saying. That's being stupid.
That's just being.
That's what I'm saying. They crossed the line. Twitter is used for. It's supposed to be used for nice things to say.
No,
pictures, Kardashian stuff.
Social media is something that people who are always in the limelight that they can go and they can vent. In my opinion. So, for example, Balotelli putting that Instagram video like, yo, have you ever walked in my shoes? No, you haven't. Why are you criticizing me? Shut the hell up. I felt that. I felt that from Balotelli.
But he was doing it in retaliation to people like Twitter trolls, people having to go at him, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'm saying if you go to Twitter and you slag off your boss, your coach, your manager,
you can't compare apples and oranges, bro.
You can't do that.
You can't compare apples. This is not a 9-to-5. This is not something where the guy's making $80K. This guy's a celebrity. This guy's making millions of dollars a year. This guy can do that because he knows that if that team were to let him go, any other team would pick him up. Can you go to your boss and say, hey, man, up yours, knowing that the rival company is going to pick you up? No.
Okay, well, Balotelli is a weird one, because he was in trouble at Man City, and Liverpool took a risk on him, and that hasn't paid off because he's misbehaving.
Guess what?
He's still misbehaving.
Next year, if Liverpool decides to sell him, or I don't know the situation, there will be a lineup of teams.
Yeah, of course there will be.
If he leaves Liverpool now, it's a low-level club, I think.
Yeah.
You're not going to be playing Champions League football, forget about that, if he leaves Liverpool now.
Oh, just like Arsene.
We'll be there.
Funny guy. My point is that I'm just saying, you got to be professional. It's about, they're playing a game, okay? Twitter is not important. It's about playing a game and being the best you can be.
That's why they get the coaching right.
If you're in a changing room at half time or whatever, because that's the stories, and you're tweeting shit and all this stuff, it's wrong, man. You shouldn't do it. You've got to focus on the game. Twitter is not important.
During half time,
not important.
It does. I think it's a really good thing. I think it's good for football.
I think it's brilliant. I think it's awesome.
It really brings them involved.
I think it's awesome. I think it's something that.
Yes, to a certain degree, it's great.
There's obviously stuff they can't say. Obviously, slagging off a ref, like in that instance, you can't do that. If a manager in an interview slags off a ref, he's going to get banned as well. Yeah. So you can't do that. And that's something that I've coached him, you can't do.
Right.
I know there's been some...
You can't slag off your boss for not picking you or benching you, right?
I think that might be different.
You think you agree with that? You think it's okay for you to slag off? It's a decision and you accept it. You be a man and you accept the decision. I didn't play well enough I played 30 minutes, I didn't play well enough, I got benched. It doesn't give you the right to say...
No one likes me today. That isn't really slagging off his boss. That's a bit cryptid.
It would, but we knew everyone knew what it was.
But it's not deliberately gone and said something bad.
No, luckily. But,
Anything else to say? No?
No.
No?
No.
You're gonna tweet? No? Okay.
I'm not tweeting, I'm not on Twitter. For that reason.
I'm not on Twitter either, but I think it's a good thing.
Yeah, I'm High five, Gordo.
Alright guys, well that's the end of that topic. Please, if you guys agree, disagree, if you want to send me a tweet, if you want to tell these two guys that Arsenal is not a good team, please tweet us at Soccerholics on Twitter, Instagram, and we're also on Facebook. Comment on this video if you want to. Having said that, thanks for tuning in. See you next time.
Alright.
What do you say?
Anytime you guys are ready?
Right, salary cap.
Oh, whatever, man.
Big teams,
you know.
They do not want it. Small teams would love to have a salary cap.
Yeah, well, it's part of life, man. It's gonna happen. Money talks.
If
money talk. Oh, you're gonna cut me off. If money talks in Europe, it can talk in North America. So.
But it's only salary cap is only in North America.
Yeah, that's all the other teams have it. That's all the other sports have it.
Exactly.
If that didn't happen, then the football would have it too.
Let's pause it
It's
at
like a
the
way of
end.
life.
Moving on.
Arsene Wenger. He discovered Henry, so he's good in my books.
He's without doubt Arsenal's longest serving manager and greatest serving manager.
For Arsenal. Well, you know what? Let's all grab all the Arsenal trophies that they have and put them in a big shelf.
He was a brilliant manager now as well.
Moving on. Wives and girlfriends. I don't have any of those.
Have money, play good soccer, and you'll get yourself a rocket.
Yeah. Wives and girlfriends should just have nothing. Don't go on Twitter, just stay out of the game, let the men do the talking and bring home.
Yo, props for Brie, I love you. Chelsea, Liverpool, Arsenal, and Man U.
Chelsea, Arsenal, City, and Liverpool in that order.
Arsenal first?
Second.
Second.
Chelsea, Arsenal, Man U, and Arsenal.
Two Arsenals.
Complete fail. Daniel's garbage.
No, he's only had that one year.
Give him a chance, man.
No.
Give him a chance.
If he wants chance, go play Monopoly.
Yeah, I mean, I think he'll do better, but he still hasn't. He's still tinkering with the team, which he keep.
I think his man management.
Keep tinkering. Keep tinkering.
His man management's the worst. The way he talks to players.
Yeah, it's true.
Winter World Cup, something I don't approve of.
Not looking forward to it.
I don't feel like watching World Cup while celebrating an open Christmas gift.
I don't know how that's going to work while releasing players while they're still in the.
I hope they're going to pay 3 times the amount to this player.
Absolutely.
3 times the amount.
Qatar, I'm sorry if you
the fans
effed up.
The fans will not do
Qatar.
Qatar, it was FIFA messed up.
Bastia, French League, Army, Cameo.
Terrible.
You guys never seen
Napoli had that as well. Their first kit was the same. Napoli's was like Cameo jersey. Like Army camouflage.
Yeah, or Barcelona's like third kit. I like that. The red one.
Any Arsenal out there.
Any Arsenal
third goalkeeper. Is this Soccerholics or Arsenal?
So World Cup or Champions League? I prefer club football. I'm not a fan of international football.
Well, you are an Arsenal fan, so that's fine. I just love Ripley.
World Cup is the greatest spectacle for a fan in the whole world.
I don't think so. Well, you guys are English, right?
Yeah.
I can see why you wouldn't want to. Well, that's different. Celebrating goals. Balotelli celebrates goals by not celebrating goals.
It's funny because back in the day with Stanley Matthews, all those players, they didn't celebrate the way they do now.
Celebrate against your old club. That's a big thing. Would you celebrate against your old club you used to play for?
Depends how we left.
No, you shouldn't do that. You shouldn't do that out of respect.
No, yes.
Yeah, with respect.
Best football fans.
Borussia Dortmund, hands down. I'm not even a fan of that team, but the fact is they're still supporting their team, even though they were relegating. They were going to be relegated at one point.
Any teams lying in like 30th position are the best fans.
Yeah,
still loyal.
A fan, a losing team.
They still go to the games.
Fans of losing teams are.